A priest, a minister, and a rabbi walk into a bar. Totally kidding, I don't even know that joke. The truth is, priests, ministers and rabbis are symbols of morality, and I was struggling to come up with a cute hook to start the conversation. Morality is a universal truth of human nature. For more on that, I highly recommend you look up Professor Jonathan Haidt. The problem is that morality doesn't have a universal definition. Different cultures, different religions, instill different rules and values. And even when people can agree on the rules and values themselves, they rank them differently based on their own personal experiences and opinions. This moral diversity inevitably leads to conflict. But if we can accept each other for our diversity, a lot of that conflict can be avoided. We may have our private opinions, but why should they be a bar to the meeting of hearts? Mohandas Gandhi. An example of moral diversity that I think will resonate is social libertarianism versus social puritanism. A lot of us grew up learning the stance of social libertarianism, the idea that every individual has the right to live up to or fail to live up to their own code of morality. Social puritanism, on the other hand, is the belief that all of society should live by one code of morality, and that laws should dictate moral behavior. Examples of social puritanism include prohibition, because alcohol often leads to a variety of immoral behaviors, the legally enforced wearing of the burqa, because the female form can incite the passions of men, the illegalization of gay marriage, because homosexuality is considered impure, and forcing a diner to serve black people, because racial discrimination is considered unjust. I'm not commenting on whether any of these are right or wrong, only that they are examples of social puritanism. So that's an example of two contradictory moral stances. Now I want to give an example of the different hierarchies within moral codes. Both we in the Western tradition, and radical Islamists believe that it is wrong to murder. I think you'd be hard-pressed to find any moral system on the planet that doesn't consider murdering people to be on the bad side. But there are very few people who think that killing is completely inexcusable. For instance, I think we'd all agree that a man would be fairly justified in stabbing another man multiple times with a pair of scissors, if that man were assaulting his child. And how much of a leap is it from that, to saying that it is okay to blow up an airplane, if it helps unite the entire world under the one true God? Honestly, when you're fighting from the moral high ground, you can justify any evil. Regardless of how I titled this video, I don't actually expect my little YouTube channel to solve any world conflicts. But maybe I can reach a few individuals. My message to you individuals out there is, anytime you're having a conflict with someone you love, a friend, a spouse, a family member, and you're starting to question whether, deep down, they're a good person, just remember that they are. Maybe they made a mistake. Maybe they just define morality a little bit differently than you do. Quick example, say there's a couple, going steady, a year and a half in now. She lost her virginity in her last relationship, it was a big deal and it took a long time to get over the guy. He, on the other hand, let's say, had a few lovers over the 10 years before he met her. Say he cheats. To her, that's a deep betrayal, the relationship might be over. To him, it was a mistake, a big one, but just a mistake. See what I'm saying? They both agree that cheating was wrong, but they disagree on how wrong it was. And when you experience something similar in your own life, you have to decide what's more important, the relationship or the moral gap. I'm not suggesting that you should stay with someone who cheats on you, you probably shouldn't. But in the case of smaller issues, I've heard things like, he forgot my birthday therefore he must not really care about me. Or, she's always criticizing me therefore she must just keep me around because she's afraid to be alone. It's probably not true. I can't tell you how many times I've seen a good relationship end not because they disagreed that something wrong was done, but because they disagreed on how wrong a thing it was. One person says, I can't believe you did that, and the other person says, I can't believe you're throwing away this relationship over that. Actually, I can. It was once. One relationship that I actually saw. But I imagine it's happened before. Anyway, thank you for spending some time with a man with no shoes. Please like and subscribe if you got anything out of it, leave a comment if you have any thoughts worth sharing, and join me next week to uncover the cure for emotion.